some honorable guests have joined us, I would request Asif Khan Sahib, our National Secretary Public Relations, to please introduce them.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you to the few guests that have joined us this morning at our session. We have with us MP Tim Uppal, who is from the greater Edmonton area. He's a member of Parliament since 2008. He's currently serving as Minister of State for Democratic Reform under the Department of Multiculturalism. Minister Uppal, please.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you very much, and it is a great honor for me to be here on behalf of the Prime Minister of Canada, the Right Honourable Stephen Harper, and with my colleague, Parm Gill, Member of Parliament here, and is the Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of Veterans Affairs. Brothers and sisters, it is truly an honor to be here at such an important gathering, Jalsa 2014. And this is not like any other gathering. In fact, as you know, the promised Messiah, peace be upon him himself, has said that I re-emphasize that you must not rank this convention in the same league as other ordinary human assemblies. I truly believe that this is a great opportunity to discuss and how to promote the true word of Islam, of peace and love for all, especially in the various countries that you live in around the world. And we have had great opportunities and the great pleasure of working with the Jamaat here in Toronto, especially with Mr. Lal Khan Malik and the other leaders of this community on issues related to the Ahmadiyya community around the world. I have had the opportunity to visit Pakistan twice, first with Member of Parliament Parm Gill, where we met with individuals who were victims of the attack on the mosque there. And then just recently in January, where I represented the Government of Canada in discussing a number of issues that were important to religious freedoms in Pakistan, including the right to vote in Pakistan for Ahmadiyyas. And then also visited Qadian, the birthplace of the founder of the Ahmadiyya community, as you know. And just recently, just 3 days ago, had the opportunity to have a truly multicultural meeting at the Muhammad Mosque in Haifa, Israel, of the Ahmadiyya community, where we sat down with people who were Ahmadiyyas who were born and raised in Israel, those that were born and raised in Palestine and converted to the Ahmadiyya faith, to Islam. And conversations were being had in Arabic, in Hebrew, in Punjabi, and in English. So truly a multicultural meeting. As you know, friends, the Harper government stands with you and all around the world in Canada to promote freedom of religion and to stand with you so that you may practice your faith without discrimination and without persecution, of course here in Canada, but also around the world. And we will speak up with you when members of your community are being persecuted. Thank you very much.
Zindabad. Zindabad. Minister Uppal, thank you very kindly for your kind words. Wherever Minister Uppal goes in Canada, he usually makes time to visit the Jamaats wherever they are. So thank you again for all of your help. Minister Uppal mentioned Parm Gill, Member of Parliament for the Brampton area. Just request Parm Gill to please stand up so everybody can please acknowledge Parm. Thank you kindly. Our next speaker for this session is well known to the entire community. He has decided this year to retire as a Member of Parliament, and we wish him well in his future endeavors. He has decided that he wanted to be closer to family, be at home, not be involved with as much travel, but he has made the time to be here and still be our friend of the community. So, Honorable Jim Karygiannis, please.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm not here today representing any political party, so I can't say or agree or disagree with my former colleagues. But I'm here today as an individual. It was around 25 years ago, 26 years ago, that first time that I was a convention in this hall, and I came a little shy and a lot younger with a lot more black hair. You know, Tim, time does creep up on us, and we do get a little bit more white. But what happens when you get white here, you can't cover it as much as you can up here. And I met Nazim Mahdi, and I had a certificate with me, and I presented it to him, and shyly I started walking away. He says, "Come back." And since then, I think my faith, my involvement with the community has grown. One time I was traveling with the fourth Khalifa in Portugal, and he said that, "I have with me a good friend of ours, a staunch Christian." And I looked as we were in Portugal in the mayor's office, and I felt closer to God than I have ever been before. I have great discussions with many of the leaders of the community, but I think one of the pinnacles of my friendship with you, as you called me a brother, was visiting Qadian, visiting His Holiness' grave. I felt at ease, I felt at home, and I felt ever more closer to my God. It's true that I have left federal politics because I wanted to be closer to family. After 25 years of traveling up and down to Ottawa, it has its tolls on you. You get a little bit of an extra white hair there, you know, when you travel back and forth, especially when you come in from the west. Getting on the plane up and down Ottawa, it certainly just, it just kills you. I wanted to be closer to my mom. She's 85 years old, and whatever time she has left, I want to make sure that I get to see her at least once a day. However, I will be moving on and running municipally for City Council in the City of Toronto, one of the most ethnically diverse cultural cities in the world. Brothers and sisters, Toronto is by far the city to live in, the city that represents people from around the world. And yet, we have to do much more work on city level to make sure that all the ethnic, the religious minorities are represented and heard. However, we all have to work for three things. One is freedom of religion. Two is to make sure that freedom of the press and human rights are respected around the world, be it in Canada, be it in Europe, be it in South America, be it in Africa, be it in Asia. But most of all, we got to make sure that brothers and sisters of the Ahmadiyya faith are heard, have religious freedom, freedom of the press, and the right to worship their religion in their home country of Pakistan. I will continue working with you, and I want to thank you for having me here today. Good office.